May 23rd, 2022. Today I'm gonna talk about tips because I saw this post online. EDC happened recently. I guess it's still happening. I've never been to it before or anything, but it's a picture of people posting their really big receipts. So let's see. Server Dominique, 4:21 a.m. today. 15 guest area, EDC, Las Vegas, Kinetic. And then there's a list of all the things. Clase Azul, Reposado, $2,000. Absolute Elix, 3,300. Water, $75 each, 24 of them. Red Bull, 475. Ace of Spades, 1.5 liters. Four of them at seven. Four at seven. I don't know what that means. $30,000. Avian, 44, 3,350. Ace of Spades, 3 liters. 2 of them for 50,000, and then 1 6-liter Ace Rosé, 90,000. So their subtotal is 180,745. Taxes 19,500. Admin fee is 16,000. Service charge is 36,000. So this bill is literally $250,000. It's $2,000 more than $250,000, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, the people working service here probably do make a lot of money, but they probably don't make that. They didn't make $36,000, because if you think about how many support staff they have to do all that, and then they probably have like a deal going on with whoever's running it, because since they set EDC, since they set up like all that stuff, and their fireworks are expensive and all that, and all their other costs, the service charge probably gets flowed back in, and then the servers actually do get a cut of it, but probably not near that amount of money. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about tips and service charge. So it's pretty standard in the US to tip 15 to 20%, and it is what it is. Other countries don't tip, and sometimes we get customers in from those other countries and they don't tip, and I don't know if they're using it as an excuse to not tip, but like if you travel somewhere, you should kind of respect the local ways of things, I guess, and just like not tipping and just be like, oh, he's I don't know what country, he's Japanese or something, because I know they don't allow tips in Japan, but oh, he's Japanese, so that's why he didn't tip. So yeah, anyways, tipping is just the way it is, and it's gonna take way too much for us to flip the whole country into a non-tipping society. So it's more up to individual restaurants if they want a service charge or not, because there's most restaurants, like from the middle to high end, they either don't service charge you, just let you tip whatever you want, or if the party is 5 or 6 people or more, and then they automatically add gratuity. And the thing about service charges, it flows directly into the restaurant, and the restaurant decides what to do with it. So at certain places, they could service charge a large party, and they actually keep some or all of it, and they don't distribute it to the servers. So that's why a lot of servers say they prefer cash tips. But if it's so, yeah. Another thing is, like, if you think about the restaurant industry as a whole, it's when you're in school, you're taught 33% labor costs, 33% food costs, 33% utilities and all that extra stuff. And restaurants are supposed to make between 1 and 10% profit, like the 1 to 5% being fast food places because they do so much volume, and then 5 to 10 being, I guess, everyone else. And if you think about tips versus, like, let's say a full owner versus let's call it a mid-sized restaurant, one owner, and then they're open for 5 days a week, and there's two servers that manage the whole front of the house, so seating, busing, serving, all that stuff. Because that's kind of how my restaurant was in the beginning. And if I was making 1 to 10% for like investing all the money, doing the cooking, doing the managing, all basically running the whole restaurant to make 1 to 10%, if you're even profitable. So let's think about that. Owner, 1 to 10%. Now, if there's two servers that work every day and they split everything right down the middle, what time would a server start? They probably start at like 3 or 4 o'clock and they finish at maybe 10, 11. So they work like at most 8 hours or less. And if they're going to split 20% of the top, because if you think about it, if this is your total gross sales, and then 33, 33, 33, and then you make 1 to 10%, versus the servers who make 20 of this 20%, and then usually people tip on top of the tax too, so it's actually even fluffed more. But that means they, for the most part, if you don't get 20%, you would have had to do something bad, and did not served well, because I've served quite a bit in my restaurant, and I found my average tips to be between 21 to 22% for like when I would serve the whole dining room myself. So if we divide that by 2, then the servers, they come in and they work for less than 8 hours with absolutely no risk. They could quit tomorrow if they wanted to, and they don't care if I don't know, the AC broke down, or the cook or the dishwasher didn't come in. All these things doesn't matter to them. They just roll in, work for a couple hours, and then they take 10% each. Or if it's a one-person day, they take 20% of the total sales, which is crazy, because like, weigh the risk, the labor versus the reward of 1 to 10%, and the servers that just come in like it's a normal job and they take 10%. And that's, for the most part, should be a guaranteed 10%. So that's why in my restaurants we kind of got rid of the server role, and we just trained all of the staff to serve in the front too, because then I can pay the kitchen staff a lot more. That's a whole different thing with the imbalance of pay between front of the house and back of the house, but I can only control what happens in my restaurant. So in my restaurant specifically, there's no servers, and all of the kitchen staff get paid very, very well. Like, if you think about the total amount of labor in a restaurant, like every single labor hour that goes into it, the kitchen probably takes at least 60 to 70, maybe even 80% of the like total labor hours. Servers in general don't have to do that much work, and they're usually outnumbered by the cooks and get paid, some places even double. The last place I worked as a line cook, when I started there, I had 7 years of solid experience, and I got paid $10 an hour. And then all the servers were probably making at least $250, probably up to like $1,000 on some days, which is crazy. Anyways, see you tomorrow. 10 minutes and 3 seconds.